Hello, hardcover girlies. It's the first episode of 2024. I'm Aubrey.
And I'm Peyton.
And today we are going to talk about the New Year's, some bookish book goals, new releases, and ins and outs for the new year.
Yes. So join us with this cup of coffee as we dive between these paper sheets.
All right. Let's do it.
Okay, guys, I can't believe 2024 is already here. The end of the year,
Wild.
December was just a whirlwind of chaos. Aubrey's birthday, my birthday, graduation. We both had the flu.
Which was
Christmas.
disgusting.
The flu was horrible. If anyone got it this year, literally bless up. Reading God's bless these girlies, because that was horrible. And then New Year's, and now here we are. Full ass adults over here with full-time jobs. So we are so excited to bring you more bookish content going into 2024. Nothing can stop us. We are so excited to jump even full steam ahead into the podcast. We love this community and we love you guys, and we're just so grateful for you. So with that being said, it would not be a new year without some reading goals.
Yes.
If you've watched, I think it was our last podcast, we really dive into how we feel about reading goals, and we will probably go more into that later. But everyone has goals. Do you have to hit those goals?
Yes.
Hell no. Absolutely not. But they're fun. It's a little challenge. Yeah. It's a little challenge, and it's good to challenge yourself, even if you don't always, win in the end. So, Aubrey, that's the first thing Goodreads says. You log on January 1st, 2024. Goodreads is like, bitch, how many books you gonna read this year?
Yes, how many? And honestly, it's so nerve-wracking to me to update that number, because I do have an anxious attachment to my Goodreads challenge, and I will
as we all do,
be checking it and being like, am I one book? And if it says one book behind, I'm like, no. And then last year, I noticed that I read more in the fall than the spring.
Yeah.
I always am a slow starter. And so for half the year, it'll be 2 books behind, 3 books behind, 4 books behind. And I'm like, no. So I don't know why I picked this number. But so last year I started, so 2020, let's go back. 2022, I read 24 books and my reading goal was 30. And so going into 2023, I said, you know what? We're going to make the goal 25 books. I read 24 books last year. I'm going to do 25 this year.
Yeah. Growth, baby.
And I ended up upping the challenge halfway through the year to 30 books. And we ended the year with, when we made the video, 32, but I finished a book on New Year's Eve. And so I ended the year with 33 books read. And something in my head was we've graduated now. We're in a book club, so we read a book a month for that.
That's 12.
I just feel I'm going to be reading so much more this year, and I did set my reading goal at 50. Which is enough.
You gonna jump in some KU books there? Aubrey, actually, if Aubrey's going to hit 50, she's going to have to start reading a lot of YA fantasy, and/or this girl is going to get in some just lit fic this year. Emily Henry is knocking on your door.
I know. Honestly, here's the thing. It's so unrealistic, and we literally are going to talk later about how much we don't want people setting unrealistic book goals. But I just was okay, you got 33 with school, and we're trying to read more for the podcast and stuff. And I really want to get into audiobooks.
And that was the thing you started last year. I've always listened to audiobooks, and Aubrey just didn't. And then last year you tried it out and you loved it. And you can read 2 books at the same time. You know, it's when you're working, driving, off cleaning, shit like that, you listen to your audiobook, and then when you're in bed or just chilling on the couch, you read your book. So I that's what I was gonna add, and I'm you could do that if you just keep on your grind. I think that is very attainable. And I love it.
Like, I do social media for my job. I work from home. There's no, like, I could, instead of having TV on the background, I could just have my audiobook on the background. And
that's what I do.
So,
audiobooks for the win.
We'll check in mid-year. What is your number?
So, right now, in Goodreads, if you go on my account, it says 35.
Okay.
Now, in 2022, I read 36 books, I believe. And last year I read 32, whatever we ended on. So I want to hit 40. Yeah. In my head. But we'll see. Right now I have 35. I really like when it says you're 6 books ahead. So I
Yeah.
And I'm like a words of affirmation girl. So if someone's like, you're doing great, but if someone's like, you're shit, I just like shut down. So
yeah.
I'm like, I am shit. I'm never reading again. So it's been a slow start to the year. So yeah, we'll see.
Oh my gosh, I know. I don't know what today's date is. Do you know?
The 5th?
It's the it's the 5th. I honestly thought it was so much later in January. That's how my January's been going. I'm like, it must be further. I must have been living more days than this.
It's January 20th. Yeah.
I swear to God, I thought it was the 11th. I was like, it's got to be the 11th. It like, we have to be like hitting mid-January. Haven't finished the book. Girl,
we are 5 days into this shit.
Well, 5 days in. Fine, we're fine. It's fine.
We're good. All right, so something that Aubrey brought up, we were just like, we want to do a New Year's episode. You know, I know a lot of people come here for book reviews, but for the people that just love hanging out with us and like hearing our bookish thoughts, I think this is a great idea. Goodreads released popular 2024 book releases. Initially, Aubrey and I were like, we should let everyone know what we're excited for. And then we were like, we know what we're excited for, but we don't know what that is. So it's nice for someone to provide you a list and be like, oh my gosh, that author is coming out with a book this year. That's great. Like, I think this is an amazing list. So I think we're just going to casually scroll through it and kind of talk about what we see. And
we're going in mostly blind. I scrolled through it a little bit just because I was like, oh, I'll make a pre-planned list. And then I was like, these kind of like are sick. And sometimes I'd see a cover and be like, oh, that could be interesting. And so, we're just going to scroll through. So if you want to scroll along with us, just type in like Goodreads 2024 releases and it should
we could also put, and we'll put the link to it down below.
In the description. Yes.
And while you're there scrolling down, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the podcast because it helps us out with,
It does. Honestly, we're almost at 100 subscribers, which is amazing. I did not know that.
That's exciting.
I know. I think we're in the 90s, which is so crazy. We're not even a year into this podcast yet. We're getting close to our 1 year mark. But if we could hit that 1 year mark with 100 subscribers, that would make our motherfucking day. Like, that would make our motherfucking year, honestly.
I'll up my reading goal to 40 books.
Okay, get us to 100 subscribers and Payne's upping her reading goal.
Yes, and we do giveaways and we have such a great community. So if you're on YouTube and you don't know we have an Instagram, we are always posting funny things on there and we have great content on there and a great community. And and I don't know if you're on Instagram, come to this YouTube video or we're also on Spotify. So I don't know if you only watch us on YouTube. We post on Spotify. So I hate having my phone open. So I watch, I'm a little bit of a sports girly and I watch the New Heights podcast. I like watching it, but sometimes I'm in the car. Go Birds, by the way. Sometimes I'm in the car and Spotify is so nice just to throw on there. So anyways, that is my elevator speech. Let's get into these.
Yes.
Let's get into these books. Aubrey, the first one I see, I gotta let you know, I'm really excited for.
Yeah. Is it? Oh, I hope our list. Okay, they are the same. I was like, what if it's not the same order? No, it is.
No. The first one I see is Funny Story by Emily Henry. Emily Henry is a huge Taylor Swift fan, so when she releases her books, they're very Taylor coded, and I didn't love book lovers, but I loved Happy Place. I have not read Beach Read or People Meet on Vacation, but I want to. And I really like her writing style. I'm very excited for Funny Story. And the whole idea is like, how'd you meet? You're like, funny story. Like, I just think it's such a witty title. I like her marketing strategy, and I just like her vibe, her covers, all of it. So I will be reading this book, and I love that she releases a book every year in May. Like, every May, I know, so like a Tuesday in May, I'm getting a new Emily Henry release. Like, it's fun.
Yes,
it's fun.
Especially because she's like a romance girly, and like what better than like, especially for slower readers who maybe only read like 1 or 2 books a year, you know what I mean? Like, they have their summer reading, like to add that in.
Yeah.
Comes out in May, you have your perfect summer book. Yes, I'm very excited for this. When we started Happy Place, I was like, I don't know how I feel about this Emily Henry chick. But by the like middle, I was like, okay, no, I'm obsessed. Like, this is good.
I loved that book. So I'm very excited for that. Okay, let's see. Next, I mean, I see a Leigh Bardugo book.
Okay, I'm so fucking excited for this book. Leigh Bardugo, The Familiar. Okay, listen, so I read Shadow and Bone, Six of Crows. Those are her YA high fantasy novels, and they're good, but I'm not obsessed with them as other people were. TV show's amazing. It just got canceled. There's petitions out there. Go sign the petitions to get Shadow and Bone keep going, because it's fun. It's cute. I did not read, she has like a dark academia adult fantasy things. It's got a rat on the cover, and I said no. I said I will not be reading that. There's a rat on the cover, and honestly, that's like the whole reason.
Or whatever.
Yeah, and I was like, that's kind of disgusting. But this, okay, so if you click in on it, it's like historical fantasy set during the Spanish Golden Age, and then like magic and stuff. I don't know. It's like supposed to be like a little like spooky, a little like
spooky dark mystery too.
Yeah,
it seems like the main character solving something. That's cool.
Yeah, it looks fucking amazing. When does it come out?
Oh,
it doesn't say. I don't know, but I will be reading it. I'm very excited. I feel like all I've read from Leigh Bardugo is her high fantasy Grishaverse stuff, and I'm excited to see how she does in like this other genre.
Yeah, I've never read a Leigh Bardugo book. I know that my cousin Lane, who I talk about a lot on the podcast, hi Lane.
Yes.
He really likes her. Love you, Lane. Okay, cool. Also, so the next book I was gonna skip because I was like, that looks weird. But what? Allie Hazelwood is writing like a flirty, fun color.
Yeah.
Like, that's interesting to me.
I think that could be interesting. I haven't marked it to I want to read yet, but I see
your sister marked it.
I know.
So it's a dangerous alliance between a vampire bride and an alpha werewolf, and of course, it's a love story. And so it's interesting to see her go darker, because her stuff is always very like flirty, bright, kind of like Emily Henry colors.
She's the one who wrote Checkmate, right?
Correct. And Love, theoretically.
Yes.
And I think she wrote the Love. No. She wrote the one, the Raylo fanfic.
Yeah. Guys,
the chemistry
I have been regretting something with her for months now. In November, I go on a girls' trip with my family to the beach in Delaware, and we went into this cute little bookstore, and they had signed copies of Checkmate by Allie, whatever her last name is. This girl, Allie Hazelwood. Signed copies. They were so cute. They were not expensive. My sister and her best friend both got a copy, and I said, I don't really read romance, and I didn't get a copy. And I'm like, girl, why? Why did you not get a copy? I'm so mad. Like, I should have got a copy for me and Peyton. I should have bought it. Like, there was no reason. They had a whole fucking shelf full of these signed copies, and I didn't do it. And I'm upset with myself.
I know. There's a lot of things like hindsight's always 2020. You're like, I needed to get over myself. Like, well, I don't read those flirty books. And you're like, wait, actually, that was actually very smart. Oh,
sorry.
He
don't
needs
know
to make
why
his
they're
20. He needs to be
they're
like, I'm a part of
so
this
random.
podcast now.
He's
Our
so
animals are
random.
over it.
I know. He's like, I want to be on the podcast too.
Yes. All right,
likes
the
to
last
sneak
one
by
for
from
this
the
section we have to talk about, of course, is House of Flame
my
and
God.
Shadow. Guys, we are
Yes.
on the countdown right now. End of this month, we will have
Yes.
this book in our hands. Sarah J. Maas. I mean, y'all.
So scared.
Since the end of Crescent City 2, we have been like chomping at the bit for this book, and here it is.
Oh my
I don't
gosh.
have to say much. Of course, we're gonna do a whole week of content on this book. Of course. So stay tuned. We will be reading that.
It's gonna be so huge. I
feel like
this is kind of Sarah J. Maas's George R.R. Martin hit like the new Game of Thrones book that's like taken years to come out. I feel like it's because he keeps rewriting it because the TV show did so bad. And Sarah J. Maas literally had a copy, like finished this book, and then said no, scrapped it, and rewrote the whole thing. And so I'm so anxious to see like what this is going to be, how it is going to end.
I want her to tell us what she changed. Like, I hope she does like a little bit of a, like at least one book tour stop, so a Q&A can happen where they're like, "What did you change?" And she's like, "Well, I had Bryce doing this, and then blah, blah, blah." So I'm really interested. Really interested. Okay.
This next section.
This is the first time I'm seeing any of this.
Okay,
another
so
Allie Hazelwood. That's crazy.
Dang. Okay, so the Reapprentice of Rachel Price, that looks like... Oh, it says it right there. It's by the
Reappearance of Rachel Price?
Girl's Guide to Murder, which I didn't
I've
read,
never
but
read
I
those.
know that was super fucking popular.
So is this part of the series?
I don't know. I can't
Maybe
read
it's just another... Oh, it looks like it's...
No, it just says from. So I don't think it's book 2.
It has the same vibe on the cover.
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems like she's just into writing mysteries. That's cool. So if you like Holly Jackson, Good Girl's Guide to Murder, there you go.
It also
looks like... Yeah, is that the same person that wrote the witch book of last year that everyone was reading?
I feel like it should be.
It's the same. It literally looks like the same damn cover.
Yep. Same Sangu Mandana. I'm so sorry. Also wrote The Very Secret Society of Irregular Witches, which we almost read for a Halloween episode.
We did.
And then we did Olivia Blake, which was the better decision for us. But I think it would have been cute.
Who knows, this year maybe.
Yeah, maybe we'll read like both of them.
Yeah. Okay, next section.
Okay.
Let's zoom
Prisoner's Throne. Holly Black is on here. Yes.
Oh, hey!
I'm so fucking excited. I read Stolen Air in a single day. I love Holly Black's writing style. I know I talk about her all the time. I'm so fucking excited.
Oh, yeah, we love Holly Black. I'm waiting for Book of Night 2 to come out, but that's whatever.
Oh my god. I feel like
Riley Sager's on here. A new Riley Sager book. Middle of the night. I love The Only One Left. I was gifted House Across the Lake by Riley Sager. I've yet to read it. I'm very freaking excited to read that book. And it looks like he's coming out with a new one. I'm gonna get Aubrey on the Riley Sager train.
Yeah, we can read the new one for the podcast.
Yes.
Oh, I also so there's this. Do you see the Feybound? It's got like a very red cover.
That cover looks beautiful.
So beautiful. Feybound sounds so cool. I literally don't know anything else. I feel like I recognize this girl's name. Oh, okay. So it is Sahara El Arifi. I'm so bad with names, guys. But she wrote the Final Strife. I don't like. Here, see if you recognize the covers.
Okay.
Do you see them there?
Yeah, I've never seen those. This cover kind of looks like Red Rising, if anyone's ever read Red Rising. But I really like it.
Yeah.
400-page, like, it looks like a political intrigue, like a war, a political war. Interesting.
Oh, and
people are like, take notes because this is going to be the fantasy book of 2024, people.
Ooh.
I don't know.
Okay.
So we'll see. Every year something pops up. Every year something new pops up, so who knows?
Yeah. Something's got to take off.
And then for all of the TJ Klune lovers, like House of Cerulean Sea and stuff like that, looks like they're coming out with a new book called Somewhere Beyond the Sea. Someone in our book club got like a collector's edition of all of them, and they look so pretty on her bookshelf. I'm obsessed. I've never read them.
No, me either.
I think I could read them very fast. I think it's considered YA.
I think so too. I know there was some type of controversy around her maybe like a year and a half ago, but I don't know what it was because I hadn't read her stuff, and so I wasn't like, I didn't pay attention. But this is book 2 of House of
TJ Klune. I didn't know if it was I don't know what their pronouns are. Oh, it's a he. Okay. I'm like, I know that there's, because TJ Klune is part of the LGBTQ community.
Yeah.
And so I think a lot of times, like, the characters have, like, some, like, underline, and I think that's really cool when you can work that into your writing for, like, queer representation in stories. I think that's really cool. But I know that a lot of people like his stuff, so I don't know, we'll see. It's like on the TBR, but your girl's got a big stack. I'm looking at it right now.
Yeah, it's nowhere near the top. Oh my god, he has a long ass list of books that he's written. Hop off.
Anyway, so that's kind of like, I mean, there's a lot on here that's kind of interesting. I'm very, like, did Goodreads miss anything that, like, y'all know about that we don't know about? Ruthless Vows came out the end of, like, literally the day after Christmas. I know it's not a 2024 release, but that is on our list. I'm finishing Powerless right now, and then we are on to that. I'm sure Aubrey may have even started it. So I'm excited for that. I know that's not 2024, but kind of is.
But it's so close. Yeah, so I think... Oh, you know what also wasn't on this list? The Atlas Complex, which we're not super excited about, but I know that there are people who are.
I think it comes out this month or February.
Yeah. And Victoria Aveyard's Fate Breaker. For those of you guys who don't know, Victoria Aveyard wrote the Red Queen series, which you will hear me talking about next week with Powerless. And she has her new her fantasy series. This is the end of the trilogy that starts with Realmbreaker, which is like Lord of the Rings, Guardian of the Galaxy inspired. I'm obsessed with Victoria Aveyard. I feel like people have not hopped on to Realmbreaker as much as they should have. I think people would really like it if they read it. I know you haven't read it yet either. And she's also duetted 2 of my TikToks. So just throwing that out there.
She's a TikTok queen. I just saw the Waterstones edition of Fate Breaker that just came.
Yes. And it's so beautiful, and I kind of am
really
like
pretty.
Considering ordering that over.
Do it, guys. It's worth it. The Waterstone shipping to get to the US is like god awful. It's the price of a book, but it is so worth it if there's that one book. Masters of Death. All of you Blake's Masters of Death. I am regretting just not doing it, but I did it for Iron Flame, and that is my baby. That is my baby book. You all have seen it because I show it off all the dang time. Anyway, so if there's anything we missed, let us know. Like, seriously, let me know, because going into this episode, I was like, Aubrey, I'm not excited for anything this year. But now I am. I got a little, like, little hope.
Got a little...
I just want Rebecca Yarros to just release her next book, but she is just starting writing it. So
it's not coming out.
That'll be a 2025. That'll be a 2025 anticipated read. All right, moving on. Our last section we want to do is our bookish ins and outs. So, like, here we go. What is in this year? What is out this year? Everyone is doing this, and so are we.
I know, it's such a cute little trend. Okay, so the first in is Fourth Wing merch. I have my little, you can barely see it, but I've got my Fourth Wing sweatshirt on. I got Peyton and I matching dragon necklaces for her birthday. Fourth Wing has hit to the point where it's like, okay, I want everything with it. Peyton got me a cup a Fourth Wing that I am obsessed with, and it's so cute. I want more Fourth Wing.
Yeah, Aubrey got me a mug, and yeah, it's one of those things that's like, Fourth Wing just isn't my favorite book. It is now a part of my everyday wardrobe.
Yes.
Of course. So anyways, yeah, Fourth Wing merch, of course, is in. I also, no spoilers, of course, but we need some updates to this merch. We need things have changed. We need little updates. So Etsy girls, go do your thing. And I'll buy it. All right, moving on. In our reading journals and bookish stickers, our book club leader Jillian, we freaking, I would take a bullet for Jillian. She does this sweet thing in our book club every month. She gives us a sticker, a bookish sticker representing that book. So we read The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue, and we got constellations because of her freckles and stuff. What was another cool one we got?
Oh, I'm trying.
We got the bus. We read One Day in December. We got a bus.
We got the bus. What was Lessons in Chemistry? I feel like it was really cute, and my mind is like blanking.
Yeah, maybe like a beaker or something. I don't know. There's something really. I don't know. They were very cute.
So I really want to start a reading journal this year. I just feel like they're so aesthetic. Like, they're a little bit of a waste of time because you have Goodreads, which is much easier and stuff. But I also think that would be a cute place to store all these stickers. So I'm going to take all the 2023 stickers that we got from Book Club and put it on, as the cover page. And then, have a page for each book. And so I'm super excited to do that. I need to start it. But once I do, I will put it on our Instagram. And then you can see all the stickers we have because I want.
Yes, and every month when we collect it, we'll I know I'm deciding. I was thinking I have the agave green Kindle. I got it for Christmas. I was thinking about getting a clear Kindle case and putting them on. But Robert, my boyfriend's sister, got me a book club reading journal, 4 book clubs. So I'm thinking about kind of decorating that. And I do have a personal reading journal. But so now I have a bunch. I have options. So I don't know. I have to think about it. Stay tuned. I will let you know.
Yes. Which also brings us to another in. And book clubs are in, y'all. Okay? Yeah. If you're not in a book club, I would highly recommend checking out to see if there's one in your area. Peyton, the one that started in our area, she sent it to me on Instagram. She's like, we should do this. And I was like, I don't know. I'm very anxious introvert. I was like, I could stay home instead. I was like, no, we're going to do this. It's such a great group of girls. It's so fun to be a part of this community that's just uplifting to one another. They do a bunch of extra events and outings, and we do little parties.
Yes. It's nice
so
to just get out of your everyday school, work, friend circle and just meet new people. If you're in the Philly, Westchester area, let us know and come to our book club. And if you for a while there weren't this is the first of its kind in our area, we can be your book club. Let us be your book club. We love talking with you all, and you do not need to be at an in-person book club to not talk about books. That's why we're here.
Yes. Also, if you want to read our book club books with us and you're not in the area, we do post the book club book each month. I know we don't always make a video about it, but we will definitely be making a video about this month. We are reading Everything I Know About Love by Dolly
Alderton. Yeah, Dolly Alderton. Yeah.
I started it last night. It looks like it's going to be very cute and sexy. Very quickish prose. I don't know. Yeah. I'm excited to see where it goes. Yes. And it's a really girlhood, girl power. I will post our reading schedule on our Instagram story so you guys could follow along with us. And then in February, we'll have a little review
chat about it.
Come out around.
Yes. Yeah. All right. Our last in is movie adaptations.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Right now, the Percy Jackson TV adaptation is out. If you haven't watched, even if you haven't read the books, you should be watching this television series. It's
People are
so
loving
fucking good.
it.
are so cute. They are acting so well. Leah has my heart. She is my Annabeth Chase now. It's
Aw.
so fucking good. My Jacob has a little book club for his like work friends, and they talk about this TV show. He works at a fucking
Stop
Harley
it.
Davidson. It's a bunch
Wait,
of
that
these
is
like
adorable.
Harley Davidson men who are going home to watch this like Disney Plus Percy Jackson TV show, and then they like live text, and like most of them
That's
haven't read the
adorable.
books, so they don't know like what's gonna happen, and so it's
Yeah.
so fun. Like, oh my god, I'm obsessed with this character, and we're like, oh, that's the one that's gonna betray him. And
I love that. I love
it's
that Percy
amazing.
Jackson is getting a revival, as it should, in the right and correct way, and
Yes.
that proves that just because it's been done once doesn't mean that you can't redo it the right way. Lessons in Chemistry, love that book. The Apple show came out this year.
Yeah.
I have been loving it. They have done. I think they've done a great job with it. I think Brie Larson is the perfect Elizabeth. I love it. They've done such a good job.
Yeah.
They've changed some things that, this is. Sure, we think movie adaptations and TV show, book adaptations are in. They're not always going to be done the right way. And that is something that we just need to be mature and understand that there is the movie industry and the entertainment industry, and there's the publishing book industry. And they don't, like, that conversion, that JPEG to PNG conversion is not always what meets the eye, okay? And coming from both, literally having a degree in one side and having an immense interest in love in the other side, it's just the way it has to be. So this will always be an in for Aubrey and I, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
So good.
And I think Fourth Wing got a deal. So
Fourth Wing has a deal, possibly an ACOTAR show. I don't know. People are
They said it's not
canceled,
but I don't know.
Who knows? But yeah, super excited.
HBO, I'm looking at you. Please pick up.
honestly, getting edits have my whole fucking heart. That's another in. I love watching like edits on TikTok, and they like put it to a little song, and I'm obsessed with it. So even if it's a crappy adaptation, to get the edits makes it worth it.
Yes.
But transition into our outs for 2024, things that we're just like not as much into, things that need to go, starting with Kindle Unlimited. I don't know, we got Kindle Unlimited in August to read Divine Rivals, and then I was super excited because I thought Ruthless Vows was going to be on Kindle Unlimited. And I was like, that's so exciting. Like, that makes it worth it. And it's not, which, like, as it should be. Like, your book popped off. If your coin, like, I know Kindle Unlimited books authors don't make as much money on there. But as someone who doesn't read romance as their primary genre, like, there's options there for sure. Like, there's V.E. Schwab books on there. There are things that could be worth it. But I don't think I'm getting my money's worth.
If you're horny, get KU. If you are horny, get Kindle Unlimited. If you just like reading smut and or just romance, here you go. That's your in. Me personally, like, I like romantasy. It's my favorite genre. But if you just go watch 'Tis the Season for Revenge and get my honest opinion on that book. I cannot do the straight just smut. Like, it's not me. I just no. So that is out for me this year, girlies. I'm so sorry. If great books go on KU, let me know. I'll buy it for the month and read as much as I can.
Yeah. I also feel like with romantasy, there's a lot of romantasy books on KU, but I feel like these like self-published books, there are amazing self-published books out there.
It's Wattpad.
But writing a book is a skill. It's a skill.
Yeah.
It takes hard work and talent. And so for every amazing self-published book out there, there's going to be like 50 bad ones. And it's like kind of like if you read fan fiction, like you have to put in the work to find the good ones. And I don't know. I'm not a KU girly. It's so hard to find the good ones on there. I rather just buy the books individually.
I'm not knocking KU. I'm just saying it's not worth it's not worth me spending the money on it.
I'm not
like there are books on there. Like we did a whole episode on anticipated KU reads, and I read a lot of them, and I liked them. Like it's worth the money if like you are constantly always reading on there, and I'm just not.
Yeah.
Okay.
For sure.
Our next out, of course, we've talked about this so much. Oh, you've got like your dual. This looks very fantasy. Like you got your sphinxes. I love it.
Apollo.
Okay, our next out, of course, is quantity over quality, guys.
Yeah.
What we should be saying is you should go for quality and not quantity on your reading journey. Okay. We told us I do not give two flying flaps about what your reading goal is. I don't care if you reach it. There are some people, like I know people personally that are very insecure about how many books they read.
Yeah.
The fact that you are even feeling that way, and/or the fact that you have even picked up a book, you don't even have to finish a book, but the fact that you were like, I'm going to read this book, or I finished one book this year, like, guys, that's what it's all about. It's about reading is supposed to be fun, and people are always like, well, I only read nonfiction. Then if that's what makes you happy, that's cool. But if you're saying you only read nonfiction because it's a flex, that's not cool. Okay?
No.
I want you at the end of the day
that's
to
what's
want to
also
open
out
the book.
is another
the egotistical readers.
Yes.
Bye.
If you're reading for like the snobby approach, or like classic bitches do this too.
Yeah.
Where they're like, I just like something a little higher thinking, a little like more literature, and like that's fine if that's your goal, but like
don't flex about it.
It's an entertainment industry, as it should be. Like, why could we not relax with a book? It shouldn't always have to work.
Yeah, and if nonfiction is your speed, then own that, but don't make it who you are. Like I always try to be like, I'm a fantasy girl. You come into my house, you will see fantasy things. My bookshelf is full of romantasy. But if you're like, hey, this month at book club we are reading this book, I'm like, cool, let's try it. And if I hate it, I hate it, and maybe that's just not what I like, and that's okay. But at least I'm trying new things. I'm open, and also just if you like fantasy, fucking just read fantasy. That's okay. But don't put so much pressure on you and each other. Like, guys, this community is open and welcome. And if someone shows you otherwise, then just follow us and unfollow them.
So
the next one's great, Aubrey.
Yeah. Okay. Books we don't enjoy 40 to 100 pages in. If you got that far, DNF that shit. Just DNF it. Like, I think if it's a big fantasy book, you should give it 100 pages. If it's a smaller book, like if it's like 300 pages long, once you get to 40 pages, if you're like, no, I'm not enjoying this, DNF it. Put it out.
Get through that first act. Be like, no, actually not.
Like, I understand the like completionist mindset and being like, okay, I've started this book, I feel like I need to finish it, I want to like mark it off. We were talking before we started filming about how Goodreads needs to update their fucking app. Something that they
this
need
is what's out. The Goodreads.
Yeah. We will continue to use it, but they need a fucking DNF button, because I think that's such a valid expression of being like, hey, I'm not enjoying this. Why am I going to sit and spend my time? Like, I saw a post the other day and it was like, most people read 20 books a year. Okay, like that are active readers. 20 books a year, you're only reading for so long. And they did the math and they were like, oh, you're only going to be able to read like 500 books in your life or something like that. I don't remember what the math was. We're marketing girlies. But whatever it was like, you're only going to be able to read so many books in your life. You only have so much time. Even if you are a higher reader, like, why are you wasting that time on shit you don't like? If you're not enjoying it, I promise you there's 20,000 other books out there that you will enjoy. Even if it's popular on TikTok, like, TikTok recommendations, we found ones that have really hit for us. I mean, we read Fourth Wing because it was a TikTok recommendation, and we're obsessed. But there's other ones that are like, they don't hit the same, and that's fine. And you can just put it down. You just put it down.
And it'd be nice if you're like interested in reading a book and you see like this many people have DNF'd it, or like if you'd be like, like if you have a friend be like, Aubrey DNF'd this book, you'd be like, oh crap, like maybe I'll ask Aubrey like, hey, like what do you usually read, like did you not like this book, or and something like that. That's what's out. What's out is the UI of Goodreads. I can't tell you how I'm so frustrated with your UI. Freaking change it. And I think everyone else agrees. It just needs a little, like it's not 2010 anymore. So let's just give it a little refresh, and we'll see you next year.
Update. And like the worst part is that I know that there is other apps out there, like there's Storygraph, which people recommend, but people aren't on that app. Like I would love to be on that app, but I also like Goodreads is a social media platform. It is a book sharing social media platform. At us, Aubrey Greenbrier and Peyton Albrecht.
Yes, at us.
It's a social media platform, and so I'm there to see what my friends are reading. I like being able, we were talking about books earlier, and it was like, oh, my sister had marked that book she wanted to read. That's interesting. Like, I want to see that shit, so I can't move to a different app where people aren't.
Yeah, it's like I don't like the way Instagram works anymore. I'm going to move to Threads, which no one freaking uses. Like, you're just going to be lonely and bored there. So, anyways, so Goodreads, please change.
Fix your shit. Yes.
Goodreads, fix your shit.
Our final out is unrealistic reading goals. I know we started this video with me sharing my unrealistic reading goal, but it's more like, I don't know, like, you gotta be able to rearrange your shit. You know what I mean? Like if I get halfway into the year and I'm like, there's no way I'm hitting this, instead of like feeling bad about myself or comparing myself to other book talkers, like sometimes especially like I'm like, oh, we have a book podcast and I'm not reading, what I see these other creators reading. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It truly doesn't matter.
It does. Take it from someone who we have people in our lives that have read over 100 books who don't have a book podcast, and we do a book podcast, and we're doing pretty dang good. And we read 30
with my 32
books last
year. I was impressed with our 32.
Yeah, so like screw them and set their go ahead, set the unrealistic reading goals, but do not get down on yourself. It's like this can be seen in so many different lenses. Like, if you're a mom and your 6-month-old or your 1-year-old is not saying words like that other 1-year-old, that is okay. Do not compare yourself to other moms.
Yes.
Every kid is on their own journey. Every reader is on their own journey. And, like, there is no shame here. Like, I'm just happy that you're here and you're reading a book. I don't care.
Yeah. Yes, so, absolutely. Just
guys,
do what you want in life.
Do you, boo?
Do you, boo?
Do you, boo? All right, guys. Well,
the year of doing you, boo.
Do you, boo? All right, everyone. Thank you for coming to our venting, ranting, talking.
Yeah.
If you like this, like casual, just chatting like besties and sisters episode, let us know. Aubrey, this is Aubrey and I's just life. So we could literally talk
same conversations we'd have in the car, like
so, and that's what I want this to be. I don't want it to be too scripted. But that's all we have time for. Of course, as I said before, like, comment, subscribe. What are you excited for this year? Let us know. Any ideas?
Yes.
We want to give you what you want.
That we missed. Yeah.
What
you're looking forward to this year? What we missed? What you think we should cover?
Yep, your favorite book of last year, the book you hated the most last year. Like, just spill the tea, girl. Alrighty.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining us, and happy reading.